2nd, 2026 meeting.
I second.
Okay. Commissioner, Marilyn Avalon,
Aye.
Commissioner Eric Altman,
Aye.
Commissioner Devet Mohammed,
Aye.
Chair Charles Plummer.
Aye. Moving on. Public hearings. The Enclave at Canyon Estates, Lot 20 setback variance.
And we'll have a presentation tonight from our senior planner, William He.
Oh,
Testing? Okay, there we go. Good evening, Chair Plummer, members of the Planning Commission, and members of the public. Very happy to be here today to give a presentation on the Canyon Estates Lot 20 variance project. So let's start with a vicinity map. This project is in the enclave at Canyon Estates subdivision, which is north of the high school and east of Newell. This is a satellite photo of the entire subdivision, and we are looking at Lot 20 today, which is kind of on the northeastern side. The address for that site is 226 Canyon Estates Circle. Just a bit of a background. The Canyon Estates project consists of 35 single-family lots. The Richmond American Homes purchased 33 of the lots with plans for 9 different designs ranging from 1 to 2 stories for each of the homes. Lot 20, or 226 Canyon Estates, consists of a 24,700 square foot lot, and the applicant proposes the Danica model, which is a 4,500 square foot 2-story home on the subject lot. Getting right down to it, the variance. The applicant requests to reduce the required setback for the second floor from 35 feet to 29 feet. So for this project, the Canyon Estates is required a 30-foot front yard setback and a 35-foot second-story setback. And because the Danica home is basically a 2-story home, that the second story is not set back, the subject property kind of restricts the home to bring forward if they want to use more of the rear yard. So the difference we're looking at is 6 feet from 35 to 29. The goal is to increase the usable backyard space, and the reason for that is because this site has constraints. First, there are 2 drainage easements in the rear yard. These are private storm drain easements that require a 10-foot wide easement for each of them. Second, there is a topography challenge. The elevation from the base of the pad where the house is being built is about 174, and the rear yard goes all the way up to 220, so about 46 feet of an uphill slope for the backyard. And then lastly, the developable portion of the lot is about 1/3 of the entire lot. So those are the constraints, and that's why the applicant is requesting a variance. So here is a close-up of the plot plan. So this is the Danica model, and the house is shown in the middle, and the blue line is the setback requirement for the second story, and then the green line is the setback requirement for the first story. So if you look at the house, they can meet the front yard setback, which is a generous 30 feet, but then they can't meet the second story setback, which they have at 29 feet is what they're proposing. Looking at the findings required, the variance approval criteria, the topography deprives this property of privileges enjoyed by other properties because of the slope in the backyard. It's about 64% of the lot is on a sloped hill almost. Granting this variance would not have public safety or public health, safety, or welfare harm to the vicinity, and there's no special use for the activity. This is just changing the setback. And lastly, there's no conflict with the general plan or the airport if you grant this variance. So here is a graphic that shows basically the flat area and then the hillside or the hilly area. So this lot has about 244 feet in depth, and about 88 feet is flat, and that's where the house is going to be. But in this yellow area, it's 156 feet is kind of an uphill climb. So that's why I said it's about a third of the lot is usable. And the reason for the applicant to push the house more towards the Canyon Estate Circle is so that they can have at least 10 feet in the rear yard for usable space. If not, they would have only 4 feet in the backyard before it reaches the drainage easement. Here is a photo sim of the Danica model, 2-story house, a farmhouse type. The first floor is approximately 1,600 square feet. And then the second floor is about 2,000 square feet of livable space. The first floor, you have to add the garage space as well. I did take a trip to to the lots at Canyon Estates. Here are some photos. The photo on the left is me standing like kind of at the edge of Canyon Estates Circle, and you can see that it's just the 2 drainage ditches, and then it's uphill from there. Next is a close-up of the storm drain culvert, and this is where I think the center is the culvert, and then you kind of have to provide about 5 feet on each side to make that 10-foot easement. And so you can't build anything on the easement, and without the variance, they will only have 4 feet between the house and the easement. And here's another photo of the site where the foreground is the flat area, and then the backyard is that area that I've shown highlighted in yellow, which is about 2/3 of the site. And that's it for the presentation. Staff's recommendation is the approval of the variance. This project is subject to CEQA, but because this is complies with section 15305 minor alterations, it says that if the project is a minor alteration that does not create a new lot, then it's exempt. So that's all I have. The applicant is here, but if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Mr. He. Appreciate the presentation. I'll open this up to commissioner questions. 5. Who's 5?
I just had a curiosity question. So we want to give that home a 10-foot rear yard versus a 4-foot rear yard?
Well, the rear yard is, hundreds of feet, but usable space is about,
Okay, so
10
then,
foot versus 4 foot.
okay, and then so how does that backyard, I'm just curious, how does that backyard space compare to the other lots? Do you know how many feet the other lots are
I think
gonna
that's a question for the applicant.
have? Curious.
Yeah. Ben, would you want to answer that one?
Yeah.
Yes, please speak in the mic.
If you could also introduce yourself, just in the microphone. Thank you.
Ben Tippett, Richmond American Homes. I'm a senior project manager for them. And this is obviously one of my projects. But to answer your question, it varies throughout the project. Some of the lots, the topography falls off, and most of the lot. So there's other lots with reduced backyards to, I want to say 8 to 10 feet, if my recollection is correct. that then fall off, and those kind of have a view of the bay. This lot up against the hill is the most constricted. So the lots next door on each side and moving out from there have larger and larger backyards as you move each way down the street.
So the variance is just to give them more rear yard and less front yard.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, just curious. Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions? Oh, yes.
I wanted to say thank you for a very detailed report, William, and thank you for being here as well. And I guess my question is one of curiosity as well. I love the model, by the way. What a big, beautiful two-story home, the Danica model. I'm just curious, was there any thought to perhaps putting a different model on that lot? Would that alleviate any problems for your development or aesthetics to how the street would look if it was a different floor plan? And again, one out of curiosity, because your plan looks pretty awesome.
Sure. We do have one other model, I think that is slightly smaller front to back. It's been placed on other lots to best kind of mix the product in the neighborhood. I mean, it's something we could shift, but it would be maybe, I think, just off of memory, like a 2-foot difference between the two plans. So it was minimal. We chose to come in and ask for variance on this particular one just to save a reshuffle of the whole project. So, yeah.
I've got a couple of different questions. First, I'm a little puzzled because this is, and maybe I'm not understanding something, but we're talking about a variance on the second story, not on the ground floor. So how is that impacting the backyard space? Because the first floor doesn't have to move, it's just that the second floor is being, so I'm puzzled on that. If somebody could kind of help me understand what the impact there is when dealing with a second-story variance.
Sure. So this particular project has a 30-foot setback to the first floor and a 35-foot setback to the second floor.
Right.
So I believe the intent was to try and encourage architecture that had the second floor as a smaller footprint than the first floor so that it was set back. This particular model has a little bit of a cantilever over the first floor.
Right.
So the second floor is actually cantilevered closer to the street than the first floor is. So the first floor actually sits at the 30-foot setback.
Got it.
But the second floor encroaches into that 35-foot
Okay.
second floor setback.
Thank you.
Would you say that's correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because it's more like, you can imagine this house is almost flush. The second floor is not set back, and that's why.
Right, well, it's, I was maybe not looking at the pictures clearly enough, but I'm kind of going, well, wait a minute, you're 30 feet on the first floor, so how are you losing backyard space by, now I get it, so I appreciate that.
Gotcha.
Next, I was a little puzzled. There was in the write-up in the packet that we received, there was a listing of the various setbacks, and there was a column, and I forget the abbreviations, but it was like CEDG was one column, I think, and then there was this project, and there was what the actual with the variance would be. And for the, it did show the 29, assuming we go ahead and approve this. But there was also some comments about another of the setbacks needing to be 10 feet and not being in compliance, and yet when I looked at all the numbers, it seemed to add up. So I don't have it in front of me, so I can't cite it exactly, but there was something, I don't know if you've got that and can, pull that up any way or whatnot.
It's in the resolution.
Yeah, so this was it. It was-
see the 10-foot question that you have, but the one thing that needed the variance was the second story, so.
It's, oh, again, I'm, might have been reading too quickly.
There's a lot of information there, but because this project is kind of, it's in the RRH, the hillside zone, so there's like those requirements, but it also is in the Canyon Estates, which requires the Canyon Estates design guidelines. So they have to comply with both, and that's why there's an extra column.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and I was reading too quickly. I misread the 3.9 foot to the 9.9 foot.
Okay.
And that's what I was thinking with the 10 foot and, you know, and so on.
Yes.
It's like, I don't, so, okay, got it. And then my last question is, and William, I appreciate you taking those pictures because I think they address the question I'm about to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway, which is that lower culvert is why, because when I'm reading it, I'm just hearing about the 46-foot, vertical sloping. I'm like, okay, but if all we're talking about is 6 feet, can't we just put a small retaining wall and carve out that 6 feet? But it's because of the placement of the culvert that we can't do that on this project, because then we'd be we wouldn't have the 10-foot easement space if we were to try to do something like that.
Yes, that's my understanding, is that you cannot build over the easement. And it's a 10-foot easement, which is identified in the final map, is what I remember.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just, for the future homeowner, we're just trying to give them a little bit more space.
Right.
They cannot improve within 5 feet of that ditch.
Got it.
And so if we adhere to the setbacks, they would have 4 feet to the edge of the easement,
Got it.
and which is pretty minimal for.
It's pretty tight.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. No, I appreciate it. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a couple questions as well. So just going back to the easement in the back end, just so I'm understanding too, two drain ditch, they cannot develop anywhere in between that area? Is that what's being told?
They could develop between the area, but they would not be able to improve anything within 5 feet either side of each of those ditches.
So they'd have to look at 5 feet either up and down. I mean, they could grade through it, but they would have to
They
be within
couldn't-
that parameter?
They couldn't even grade through it.
Oh, they
So
couldn't? Okay.
I really don't know how they're really going to use that area in between. I mean, obviously they can walk through it and access it. But to put any kind of improvement to that area is they can't really do that within the easement.
Is this the only lot that has this issue, or are there other lots that with this foreseeable issue as well?
Well, basically, all the lots on the very back part of the community facing the hill, the two drainage ditches go all the way through all
across.
those lots, yeah.
So-
I think the lots to the far north only have the one.
How many lots would you estimate have this? And I'm leading to another question, because my question is going to be, are we going to have to revisit this easement question again on future site developments?
No, I would have included those all
Okay.
tonight. So the rest of the lots have have a usable backyard along the street there. The backyards get larger and larger as they go each way.
So it's this specific site that has that issue?
Correct.
And is this a model home that's being developed? Is that what it is?
No, the model home is kind of on the other side of the community, actually.
Got it.
So this house is scheduled probably sometime in the latter end of
Part
this
of
year.
a phased plan that will come through? Okay,
Correct.
great. And are these modified lots from the original Canyon Oaks plan that RH had come in and redrew the lines? Or are these original lot lines that were set up?
I believe these are original lot
Okay.
lines, yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Are there any other commissioner questions? Okay. At this time, I'll open it for public comment.
Is there anyone in the room that would like to comment on this item?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi. I was wondering, are they all two-story homes? Is there any single homes?
Yeah, sorry, thank you.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You're the builder, aren't you? I just wondered if they're all two-story.
No, there's some single-family homes
Oh,
as well.
there is?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm
Yes.
glad to see that. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Is there anyone else that would like to comment on this item? Please state your name for the record.
My name is Joey Palma, American Canyon resident. Lot 20 used to be mine in 21. And when I realized that issue, I bought the one across, Lot 13, and another lot. The reason why is when I have my model, I don't think that would fit to my plans. But on that two culverts in between, you cannot put anything according to NCCR. No other structures. You can plant, but you cannot do anything, not even a shed. So that's one comment that I would like to give. But I might have another question for you, though. There is a lot going up the hill on the reef, facing east, going up, and there is there any easement going up to that hill? Because I saw the plans and everything, and that can be probably another issue.
Commissioners, I might suggest that the question about a little different lot may be best handled offline, because the agenda item is really about lot 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, well, that's what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else in the room that has public comment? Is there anyone online that would like to speak on this item? We have no additional public comment.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, any other questions? Nope. Do we want to make a motion?
I'd like to make a I would like to make a motion for the resolution of the 2026, is that the one I'm reading? To approve a variance to reduce the second-story front yard setback from 35 feet to 29 feet for Lot 20 of the enclave at Canyon Estates Subdivision 226, Canyon Estate Circle in the Rural Residential Hillside RRH Zoning District, APN 059-441-017, file number PL 26-3.
I'll second that motion.
We have a second. Can we get a roll call?
Yes, Commissioner Marilyn Abalon,
Aye.
Commissioner Eric Altman,
Aye.
Commissioner Devet Mohammed,
Aye.
Chair Charles Plummer.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to business, 2025 calendar year housing element progress report.
All right, good evening, everybody, again. I'm going to take off my variance hat and put on my housing hat. William He again with the Planning Division. Very happy to give a presentation on the 2025 Housing Element Annual Progress Report. So some background on the housing report. This is the 6th cycle of the housing element. The housing element, or the housing chapter of the general plan, was approved in June of 2023. State law requires agencies to provide a housing report every year. It highlights work accomplished, and the report is sent to the Community Housing Development Department. The new name is now the Land Use and Climate Innovation Office, which used to be OPR, now it's LCI. and also the Napa Sonoma Housing Collaborative. And the report will be sent in April. 2025 represents the third year of this sixth cycle, third year of 7 years. Before I begin, just want to give a special thanks to our contract services. These three agencies really help us out, which is the City of Napa Housing Authority, the Fair Housing Napa Valley, and the Napa Sonoma ADU Center. The Housing Authority helps us with affordable housing administration, as well as Section 8 vouchers, and also provides outreach for all sorts of affordable housing issues. And Fair Napa provides counseling and investigation for inquiries and complaints between landlords and tenants. They also reviews rental practices and all that important stuff that's really complicated, and we're really happy to have them on board. And lastly, the Napa Sonoma ADU Center, they provide a process overview for ADUs, feasibility, and now they also, well, not now, but they've also provided standard plans for the last 2 or 3 years now. So great shout out to them. Oh, and they also provide an annual report every year, and last year they provided it in, I think, May. So you might see them again in May or June this year. All right, the 2025 housing status, by the numbers, it's split into 3 categories, which is entitlements, which is kind of like the planning approval, building permits, which is the construction permits, and then once it's constructed, the certificates of occupancy. So the state looks at all the numbers for each of these categories, and 2025 is a notable year. For entitlements, we had the big Crawford Way project, which is 100 units, and then we had 4 ADUs, so 104 units approved. And then for building permits, we had 156 units. Most of that was from the Domain Oat Hill Apartments, Parcel B, 102 there. Then we had 36 in Watson Ranch Harvest, 5 in the new Watson Ranch Lot 8. We also had 6 ADUs, and then the 1 model home for Canyon Estates. And lastly, for the constructed certificates of occupancy, we had 78 units completed. 70 of them were in Watson Ranch Harvest, and then we had 8 ADUs. So these are the numbers, and I will go over the RHNA assignment, which is Regional Housing Needs Allocation. So this is the chart of housing permits issued. Not only are we required to provide these 622 units in permits issued within the 6th housing cycle, but we also required to provide them in different income brackets. So 2025, we provided 156 units, but they were for domain, so they're mostly market rate. But the 6 ADUs were very low and low income. So the good thing is we basically completed the above moderate section, so we're done there. So we just have some work to do with the very low, low, and moderate income housing. So we're on our way. It's year 3, so we'll see how we progress as we move on. We'll talk a bit about the area median income. So this is the Napa County area median income, and these are numbers that are provided by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, as well as the State Housing and Community Development. So they give out the numbers every year around April of what it means for 100% affordability. And last year, 2025, for 100% for a household of 4, 2 parents and 2 kids maybe, is 146,700. And so if we look at 80%, which means low income, is 128,150. So these numbers, they get recalculated every year. An update on affordable housing nexus fees. So every year we look at the total of housing fees that we collected, and last year we collected 555,700, and this is, I think all of it was from the Domain Oat Hill project. Affordable housing permit activity. The main permit that we were processed in 2025 was the Crawford project that will have either 9 units if they proceed as condos, or 13 units if they proceed as apartments. But the main story of 2025 is probably ADUs. So we issued 6 ADU permits last year, and altogether in the last 3 years, we've issued 17 ADU permits that were all affordable. And one of the assignments in the housing element programs was that we were supposed to issue, I think, 16 affordable ADUs within the 7-year cycle. And we were able to accomplish that in the last 3 years. So yay us. Big thanks to the Napa Sonoma ADU people and also our permit tech team to getting this done. So we're looking at 5 of them every year. So hopefully we can bump those numbers up, but it's getting more popular. One of the reasons why, a couple of reasons why they're important is that the state continuously makes it easier for property owners to develop ADUs. They're a great source of low income and very low income units. And the infrastructure is already there. So, if the primary house is already there, it's a bit easier to build than to build from the ground up. So, that's one of the good stories. Every year, in addition to the numbers that we have to calculate, we also have to update our program efforts. And here are some notable efforts for 2025. In addition to the ADU program completion, there's Program P, Density Bonus. We're supposed to work with developers on utilizing the density bonus, and we did that with the Crawford project. So they used the density bonus law to increase their project from 87 units to 100 units, and we worked with them to get that approved. Next, Program LL. And there's like 50 programs. So we go through from A through Z, and it goes to AA, and it keeps going. So Program LL is staffing and software. In September of 2025, the city deployed OpenGov, which is a new permitting software that helps decrease processing times and increase transparency. So we're still, we've learned to use that program, and it's been great. I mean, now there's a lot of times people, when they submit a building permit and they ask, like, what's the status of it? But now all of that can be done by the applicant. It's all shown on the website, and you can just see what stage of the permit is available, and everything is done online. So it's been working pretty good. And lastly, sustainability. The General Plan 2040 was approved last year, 2025, and was updated in November to include over 200 green leaf sustainability policies. And the city is also participating in the Napa County RCAP, or Regional Climate Action and Adaptation Plan, which is expected to be completed in this year, 2026. So that was it for 2025. Perspective activity for 2026. Entitlements, we might see the Sun Square project come back. They had a meeting with us last year. Originally, the project was 20 units and about 10,000 square feet of commercial space. 10% of those would be affordable. Their new proposal is 30 units, but 100% affordable. So they're working on that, and they may come back, but they're still thinking about that. So could be good. Building permit reviews of the Crawford Way multifamily, they're in permit review. And then for Watson Ranch Lot 7, Lot 8, and Canyon Estates, we're going to be looking at their plot plans. Their master plans have been approved, and they're looking at the individual plot plans for 2026. And then construction, we have the big domain apartments, parcel A, and all of the Watson Ranch subdivisions. Harvest, Lot 7 and Lot 8 will be in construction in 2026. And also the Canyon Estates project. So it feels like it's a construction year for 2026, whereas last time it was more of a permit year. So these things come in waves in some sort. That's all that I have for my report. The Planning Commission, next steps is we'll give a report to the City Council, and we're scheduled to send the report to the Governor's office before April 1st. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. G. That's a beautiful update. I appreciate that. Commissioners have questions?
Can we just go back to that slide where we exceeded the RENA allowance? I want to see where, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is for the very low income. We're 7% complete.
Yeah. So yeah, and then 4% complete for low income, 2% for moderate, and we've exceeded for the above moderate. So
And
the
if
market
the-
rate.
If the sun's,
Yes, they will be in the low and very low if they do come back with a major mod.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
So Sun Square is my question, actually. So you had mentioned initially it was going to be commercial, mixed use
Yeah.
and 20 units.
Yeah.
When they're going now to 30 units, all very low, is that changing the commercial piece, or is the commercial staying?
Yes and no. So the commercial is staying, but now it's going to be its own building. So, so they're going to have residential buildings and then one commercial building is what they were. This is the new design. Whereas the previous one, they had commercial on the bottom and then residence. So,
Yeah, no, the old was a traditional mixed use with
Yeah.
commercial on the bottom and then residences above. So now they're segregating it with multiple
Right.
buildings.
So
Okay,
it would still be mixed use in the parcel.
right, right. Just not in the traditional definition of mixed use. So, got it. Thank you.
I have a question. On the RHNA, it says about 156 units issued building permits. So are the numbers that are on this screen that we're looking at now, are these based on permits or on actual construction?
This is just the permits issued.
So these are permits issued.
Yeah.
Can you also maybe give us a fast forward of entitlements that are in process to become permits and what that does to our percentages here on the screen?
Well, the main thing would be the Crawford project. So if the Crawford project comes through, then we'll get 9 more of low income and then 91 market rate. So that's,
And that's above moderate, would
Yeah.
maybe added to that number?
yes, yeah.
So
that's-
we over-index in above moderate housing right now.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for that. When do we anticipate Oat Hill occupancy?
Chair Plummer, I can answer that question. You scooped my update.
We can
But,
wait.
We've issued occupancy permits for several of the apartment buildings in the lower tier, parcel B, just a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you. And I wanted to make a comment. The up lighting and low-level lighting looks really nice, actually driving up the hill. So I'm excited for people to occupy it. Those are my only questions. Commissioners have any other questions? Commissioner Ablon?
I don't have a question, just a comment. I was really pleased to hear that we made the ADU goals for affordable housing. It's really great to know about our community. Thank you for that report.
Very welcome.
Go. Thank you, Mr. G. We open this for public comment.
Is there anyone who would like to comment on this item in the room? Is there anyone online who would like to comment on this item? We have no public comment.
Okay, at this time, I will close public comments. Thank you, sir. Moving on to business number 4, our 2025 General Plan Annual Report. Director Cooper.
Okay, thank you, Chair Plummer, members of the Planning Commission, and members of the public. Brent Cooper, pleased to present the annual report for our general plan. A very quick overview. All policies and actions that happen in the city need to have a line of sight consistency with the general plan. And in this year's report, we have documented a number of events and actions that have happened in the city that fulfill specific general plan policies. And as you might all recall, we have a new general plan that was adopted last year, and pretty excited about that. Here's the cover page. Also, there was a special emphasis on sustainability. And so I would not subject you to a PowerPoint presentation of a matrix. I promise. So if you're curious, you can open the agenda packet and read all about it. But there are quite a few of sustainable policies that were earmarked in the general plan that have been fulfilled in this last year. And then for others that are still important, but perhaps not literally sustainable, we also have a second matrix that identify all of the different activities that have happened in the city. Fortunately, for all of us, the city has a State of the City video and presentations that really bring everything into focus in a nice professional way. And so I thought I would provide for you a video that shows the state of the city, because many of the issues that are evaluated here in this report are brought to us visually and more professionally in this video. So I'm going to...
Hello, American Canyon. I'm your mayor, Pierre Washington. It's our privilege to share the 2025 State of the City. This video highlights the investments, projects, and programs that help make American Canyon a safe and welcoming place to live, work, and play.
Over the past year, city staff strengthened the systems and services that residents rely upon every day, improving the streets and sidewalks, upgrading utilities to increase reliability, and maintaining parks and public facilities so neighborhoods and shared spaces remain vibrant.
Working alongside residents, businesses, and community partners, we supported events, volunteer efforts, and initiatives that enrich daily life and build lasting connections.
These accomplishments reflected collaboration, responsible planning, and community input, all guided by a shared commitment to preserving and enhancing the quality of life in American Canyon.
The State of the City is a look at what we've achieved together and how we continue preparing for what's to come. Thank you for being part of American Canyon Story.
American Canyon is defined by how we care for our community and our land. Sustainability here is practical. Our sheep grazing program reduces wildfire risk while restoring soil health. And local, federal, and nonprofit partnerships are culminating in the new Napa River Ecology Center, a hub for nature-based education. As we grow, the 2040 General Plan serves as our roadmap. Finalizing this plan marks a major milestone, a shared vision shaped by 5 years of direct community feedback to ensure our future reflects your priorities. That vision is already coming to life through the Watson Ranch Town Center, Oat Hill multifamily housing, and the Home to Suites, all fueling our local economy. Connectivity is also expanding. The new Saturday service on Vine Transit's Route 29 and extended evening hours for American Canyon Transit are making car-free travel more accessible. Public safety is always a top priority, and our community-based approaches and collaboration with the American Canyon Police Department and Fire Protection District continue to strengthen our response. By blending tradition, like National Night Out, with newer approaches, like our Bicycle Patrol team, we have received national recognition as a Polco Best in Governance finalist in public safety. We also invest in youth and civic leadership, from Donaldson Way elementary students visiting City Hall to high schoolers participating in our Commissions and Citizen Academy program. We are cultivating future leaders. These efforts earned us the Polko Best in Governance Award for transformation in the category of education, arts, and culture, a testament to the collaboration with the American Canyon Arts Foundation, the American Canyon Chamber of Commerce, and the Napa Valley Unified School District. Our homegrown spirit is best seen in our volunteers. Whether it's the American Canyon High School football team helping at the Wall That Heals or neighbors participating in Coastal Cleanup Day, our community shows up, working together to help make American Canyon a welcoming, beautiful space for all. We're proud to support and recognize this work and our engaged community through programs like our community grants, the Adult Citizens Academy, the Community Recognition Dinner, and Gateway Award. Enhancing our residents' quality of life is at the heart of everything we do, and it starts with strong, reliable infrastructure and core services. This past year, we strengthened the systems and services residents rely on every day, made improvements to streets and sidewalks to enhance safety and accessibility, upgraded utilities to increase reliability, and provided much-needed maintenance to parks and public facilities to ensure they remained welcoming and vibrant. These efforts reflect our ongoing commitment to building a safer, stronger, and more connected community, today and for generations to come. One of our proudest accomplishments this year was the Rancho Del Mar Paving and Utilities Improvement Project, which delivered one of the most comprehensive neighborhood infrastructure upgrades completed. Spanning 2.3 miles, the project used full-depth reclamation with cement, recycling 100% of the existing pavement and sub-base in place. It also included new water mains, rehabilitated sewer mains using secure, in-place lining, and upgraded striping and pavement markings, improving the overall safety and reliability within the neighborhood and enhancing residents' active transportation. This award-winning project was recognized by the League of California Cities with an honorable mention for the Outstanding Local Streets and Roads Awards in the Sustainable Road Maintenance, Construction, and Reconstruction category. Our parks and recreation spaces are built for connection. This past year, we invested in capital improvements that made our facilities more accessible and welcoming for all ages and abilities, including adding a shade canopy to Northampton Park and completing the Wetlands Edge Enhancement Project. To ensure our investments continue to align with community priorities, we began updating our Parks and Community Services Master Plan in September 2024 with extensive community input. This document will serve as our roadmap for the future for all things parks and recreation and is expected to be completed summer 2026. American Canyon is deeply rooted in service, honor, and respect for those who protect our freedoms. We proudly support our service members, both those who have served and those currently serving, as well as the families who stand beside them every day. Each year, we come together for Memorial Day and Veterans Day ceremonies to honor their sacrifice and commitment. This year, we are especially proud to host the Wall That Heals, a 375-foot scale replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. This 5-day powerful tribute to our region included special remarks from Congressman Mike Thompson, a Vietnam veteran, along with a moving tribute to PTSD awareness as the wall was illuminated teal. These traditions reflected our enduring commitment to our patriotic roots, our shared values, and our promise to never forget those who have served. In American Canyon, we proudly celebrate our cultural diversity and our shared belief that everyone belongs. Throughout the year, we come together to honor the many traditions that make our community special, from celebrating Juneteenth to raising the pride flag at City Hall, to partnering with one of our community partners to host a cultural event like Manila Munchies or the Holy Festival. These moments reflect who we are, a welcoming, inclusive community where every resident is valued, respected, and celebrated. Our State of the City is a story of shared accomplishments, shaped by collaboration, planning, and community involvement. Together, we continue building a city that values service, stewardship, opportunity, and connection. We invite you to explore the full State of the City report and stay engaged in the coming year. Thank you for making American Canyon a place where we truly love to live, work, and play.
So there's a great connection between the state of the city and the state of the general plan. We're all working towards the same objectives for American Canyon, and the general plan is really where it all begins, and everything else sets the tone, flows from there. So I'm glad to answer any questions you have about this year's general plan annual report.
Thank you, Director Cooper. That was a really moving and wonderful presentation. And now's the time to also plug social media if you'd like. Subscribe, like and subscribe to YouTube. Commissioners have any questions?
No, I just wanted to say this is my second time watching the video today, and watching it makes me appreciate our city so much more. We have such a beautiful city, and watching the before, or seeing the before and after pictures of the streets, the improvements that we've made in just since 2024, is that when we started working on that?
Yes, complete streets and in addition to no potholes.
Right.
But there is also a large emphasis on pedestrian and bicycle safety. And coming up very soon, we'll be bringing to you a new active transportation plan for the city that updates the bicycle and pedestrian plans for the city as well. So these are all things that all flow together, and this is where it starts.
And that's what I was going to ask about. I saw the little bus line. Is there anything in the general plan that talks about traffic?
There are lots of things, yes, that do talk about enhancing traffic, and not only traffic, but also ways in which people can get around town without having to use their car, which would be really nice. We have a nice weather. We have a relatively flat city. It's not that big. So, this is something that we can accomplish.
Thank you. And the video also shows how inclusive our city is.
Mm-hmm. And I find that seeing it more than once is helpful because you really can't catch everything on the first time around.
Commissioner Avalon?
Again, like Commissioner Mohammed, I wanted to just compliment our team. It's an amazing video. It does make you really proud to be an American Canyon resident. My family and I have only been here for 14 years, so it's really great to see the wonderful improvements. And I wanted to just do a compliment about the Del Mar project, Rio Del Mar project, and just the emphasis of safety and pedestrian walkways. So many of our students walk to and from school, so I know there's going to be a lot of improvements with our traffic and how we get about town. I also really love what Commissioner Mohammed said about the transit system, so that we can provide safety and transportation, particularly for not a lot of our folks drive, so it's nice when somebody does the driving for you. It's a great video. Thank you.
I'm glad to share it.
Everything's already kind of been said, so I don't need to hear myself talk.
Thank you. At this time, we'll open for public comment.
Is there anyone in the room that would like to comment on this item?
Yes, good evening, Beth Marcus. I just want to say that I'm proud to say that they don't need that. Live, play, and work here, all three, and I love it. I've been here since 1978, and I go out on the trail every day with my dog, and I look around and I think, what a beautiful place we have. I go out there and I feel like I'm in God's country, just walking around. You don't feel like you're going to be harmed in any way. Everybody's friendly. The dogs are friendly. It's just a wonderful place, and I'm just proud of what we have, and except for the traffic, but, we're gonna deal with that one way or another, but great job on the presentation. It's great. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the room that would like to?
It really makes me feel so good to see how the city has progressed from day one, when there was nothing here, to what it's become. And I'm very proud of our city, of the staff, and everybody that runs it, because they've done an excellent job. Very proud to be a resident. Thank you.
And there is no one online, so no more public comment.
Okay. Thank you all for your comments, and we'll close public comment at this time. Thank you, Director Cooper. Appreciate it.
There's nothing more you need to do. We'll forward this to the city council and then on to the agencies that oversee us.
Thank you. All right. Management, staff, and oral reports. Back to you, Mr. Cooper.
Well, I've said most of the things. I have a couple of updates for you tonight. Just wanted to let you know that there is, over at Canyon Estates there is a single-story model home under construction, and we're excited to see that happen. It's right near the entrance. And so, yeah, just reiterate, very pleased that Richmond American, a big company, is taking so much attention on this little subdivision with so many floor plans, difficult lots. They're just handcrafting each one to fit in the spot. So it's really exciting to see all this happen, and they're a great team to work with too.
Where is that?
That's with the Canyon Estates project that we were here to talk about the variants tonight, and they have a number of single-story floor plans, which we just don't see very often in new construction now. So it's very nice, and they have several of them, and they're not all the same. So that's really nice to see. Other things that are going on, we have a Citizens Academy that's coming up this next month. All the departments will be sharing time with the American Canyon High School, and this department included. So we're excited to meet the kids and tell them what happens at City Hall, and maybe ways that they can make this a career, because it's a very meaningful and worthwhile career. Moving on to transportation again. I'd mentioned that the active transportation plan is moving forward. This is spearheaded by the Napa Valley Transportation Authority. The board there is scheduled to approve the plan and soon, if they haven't already, and it will be also previewed by the Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commission next week, before we'll be bringing it to the Planning Commission as a general plan amendment. It will also, on the way next month, be reviewed by the Parks and Community Services Commission as well. And then, after your review, it will go on to the City Council. There was a presentation recently also with the Napa Valley Transportation Authority about Highway 29. They were at a stage where they were evaluating two main alternatives for the highway at the intersections: roundabouts versus conventional signalized intersections, but with a modern twist of timed and smart communication between the signals, and then having transit have an extra lane and have a jump queue to help give them an edge over automobiles. And the board has voted to delete the roundabout option. So that's no longer under consideration. One of the benefits, if you can think about it, is the roundabouts did take a lot of land, because so the standard intersections are a little more right-of-way friendly, but they'll also have the modernized connection in between the signals. And in addition, what hasn't changed and is still part of the plan is pedestrian, bicycle facilities, landscaping, and undergrounding the overhead utilities. So all of that, those really sizzle goodies, is still part of the plan. So it's moving forward, and we'll be kind of looking forward to seeing that progress as they complete their environmental review.
Can I ask a question on that? Because I did not catch the meeting. I knew it was happening, but you mentioned pedestrian. And one of the big concerns I know that I've had, and I know lots of residents have, is the crossing of 29. And there's been a lot of talk amongst the citizenry about over or under passes. Are those in play for consideration? Are those being recommended by and as part of this plan, or where does that stand?
I'm not prepared to answer that question, but I don't think that they are part of the plan. But as we go forward, I know it'll be part of the conversation, and so we'll kind of cover that later. But I can't give you a positive answer at this point.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Let's see. That's my update. Oh, we had a question from the audience about the home to suites. The home to suites is painfully slow. I think we all recognize that. Our building inspectors have found that there have been some defects in the way in which the building's constructed, which has been noted, and they are correcting them. And so once the building meets the code and passes inspection, they'll obviously get finished. So that day will come, and we've never been closer. But it's just not there yet.
One day soon. Thank you, Director Cooper. Are there any planning commissioner comments or reports to report tonight?
Actually, if I can ask one other question of our director before he disappears, regarding transit issues, which is, I haven't heard the phrase West Side Connector in quite a long time. And I'm assuming that the West Side Connector is going to be Napa Junction as it goes up past the new Oat Hill project, the Domain project. Am I correct in that, or have we just forgotten about a West Side Connector, or kind of, because now that Devlin is done, how do we get to Devlin without having to, go over the bridge on 29?
Well, Commissioner Altman, I haven't forgotten. Quite a few years ago, although I do have to say that the general plan did take less time than the regional climate action and adaptation plan. Nevertheless, several years ago, the City Council had a petition from a number of residents in favor of a certain alignment for the West Side Connector, and at the time, the council voted favorably toward it. When the general plan was updated, that alignment was in the general plan and is there today. And it's roughly the alignment you're describing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There may be amendments in the future, but for the time being, that is the alignment.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, are there any planning commissioner comments or updates you'd like to provide? Commissioner Mohammed?
So Seroptimus International of American Canyon, with the grant they received from the City of American Canyon, is reaching out to establishments in the city to pass out drink covers, the establishments that sell alcohol, provide drink covers for the safety of our customers and our residents. So out of the 20 establishments that serve alcohol in the City of American Canyon, we've only had 2 no's, or no thank yous, but everybody seems pretty positive and pretty open to it. So it's part of our gender-based violence committee. So I want to say thank you to the City of American Canyon for the grant on behalf of Seroptimus International.
Anybody else? No? I have an update, if I might. So I sat in a California Coastal Conservation Committee meeting last week with Executive Director Janelle Selleck from the American Canyon Community Parks Foundation. And we had a funding gap that is now closed with their grant of $2.7 million, which means that we are now fully funded for the Napa River Ecology Center. And with many thanks to the city for permits, we are shovel ready to start making improvements to that site soon. So I just wanted to share the update and let everybody know, because I know everybody in the city is very excited about this project, but we are officially fully funded and anticipating once we get through the thank you. Yeah, no, it's exciting. There's been a lot of support from many different agencies, including the city, so we thank you all. We have to finalize a few things with our contractor, but being fully funded is a huge step and a big win, as everybody knows in this room. So just wanted to share that good news and say thank you to everybody that's here tonight and watching. Yeah. And with that, I will close this meeting at, what time is that? 7:37.
Good night, American Canyon.
Congrats. That's awesome.